Icewind Dale, home to the most hardened of frontiersmen, pioneers, and nomads. Beyond the sporadic dots of civilization dwells terrifying beasts and deadly monsters. Each night, before midnight, Oril takes to the sky and weaves her spell of ice and darkness. For 2 years, the north of Faerun has been covered in everlasting rime. From Dugan's Hole to Lonelywood, from high atop Kelvin's Cairn down to Mare Duwalden. Hungry and cold, the population of Icewind Dale huddles together in empty homes, praying to the gods to end Oril's reign. Their prayers were answered. Heroes summoned by fate have vowed to break the Frostmaiden spell.
Hello, everyone! Welcome to tonight's Rime of the Frostmaiden campaign. I am Simon at Wandering DM, and this is our team of adventurers braving the cold of Icewind Dale to try to save Faerun from the depredations of Oril and whoever is aligned with her at the moment. We've been gone for a few weeks for a post-season mid-season hiatus. We left on a big cliffhanger, which we'll pick up in a moment. But before we do so, I would just like for all of you players to introduce yourselves, tell us who you are, who you're playing, so that people that are coming in for the first time know sort of who's who and who does what. And I think we'll start with the person to my right on the overlay. Kelly, hello.
Wait, oh no. Oh no, I muted myself and I don't know where I muted myself.
No, you're not muted.
Oh, I'm okay.
You're
good.
not muted.
Whew, I hit a button this time.
Kelly.
There's like 3 different ways to mute myself.
It does sum her up.
Pretty much, yeah. Hi, I'm Kelly, mostly known as the Opera Geek on the interwebs, and I'm looking at the overlay to make sure, Sarkia, who is a wizard with 3 Z's. Absolutely not the child of an evil god or anything. Nope.
I've heard otherwise.
Up next on the overlay right beneath Sarkia, we have Justin.
Who is muted? Yeah, you're muted.
He has to fit. I think
It's
stuff was messed over, or from what is that? Phasmophobia. He has to fix it.
There are ghosts in his microphone?
No, I'm fine.
There you go.
Better do cocaine about it.
I mean, you don't have to tell me twice. So just
What?
It's medical advice. Don't worry about it.
I'm Ragnar, the group's ranger, who guides them on. Well, he tries to guide them, and then they just go everywhere, and then he ends up shaking his head a lot.
And then we have right next to Ragnar, Tumai.
Hi everyone, I'm playing Elise. I don't know who I am. I'm trying to figure it out myself right now within the adventure, and hopefully I will find out more about myself thanks to my dear teammates right here.
Next on the overlay is Justice.
Well, hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I've missed you all. My name is Aiden. I'm a Furbog, and I'm the cleric and de facto leader of this group that's going to save the world. And everywhere we go, I say hello. And some people are nice, and they say hello back, and other times they're rude, and they don't say anything. And then then Ragnar usually shoots them. And that's our life right now. But yes, I'm a very friendly cleric, and I'm gonna save the world. And sometimes I'm a god puppet. Hello.
God suit.
Ooh, I don't like that as much.
Too bad.
Lathander was
The meat
inside
puppet.
me.
He's Lathander's meat puppet.
Hmm.
And last but not least, we have Diana.
Hey everybody, I'm Diana D'Amico. Tonight, I'll be playing Helaphine, your resident Goliath werebear monk. Who's just
Where is
making
Bear?
her way through this crazy frozen world.
No, why is Bear?
Who
Not get
is
carried away.
Bear?
No,
Who is Bear?
No, Bear is sad.
Oh.
No, Bear not sad. Bear down for midterms.
Too soon. Too soon.
Thank you, Simon.
So last we left our group, they boarded the East Haven ferry, pursuing a group of Dwergar thieves who had stolen some Chardlin in town. They attempted to assassinate Ragnar. They failed. The group followed them to their hideout on the ship. That would be my music, Kelly.
I was gonna say, what the heck is this?
That's Ragnar's brutal, sad theme.
It sounds like a horror movie.
It is a horror game, theoretically.
Not when we play it.
Yeah, I was gonna say different players in that one.
So,
Love you, sorry.
So the group basically followed the Dwargars to their hideout, which is the now disaffected East Haven ferry. They found out that there was a Dwargar boss on it who tried to run away after using his magical powers to try to mess with the group's head. That didn't work quite well, and he was caught and interrogated, and I believe he was killed. No, he fled. Yeah, he fled.
He ran.
Yeah, he ran so far away.
Got his
He
beard
got-
cut off.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
got his beard cut off, and he
And
ran.
he was forced to eat part of his beard.
Yes, and I also think we should mention that Ragnar failed multiple dexterity checks and got stabbed through the hand when he was climbing the boat.
That's not multiple, that's one.
No, and then you also slipped on the ice and fell.
If that's unrelated to the stabbing in the hand.
I wasn't here, so it's important that I get these details, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you
Sure.
were. Helifine was making sure that none of them would flee towards the town. So for the most part, you were on the dock.
Us or the dwarves?
Huh?
What?
The dwarves.
Mm.
You were on the docks, keeping watch until the rest of the group caught the Duergar leader, a man by the name of something Sunblight. I swear he has an actual name. I just need to find it in my notes. But basically,
Strange, is that French or?
huh?
Huh?
What?
What?
Strange name.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
Teasing.
Sunblight.
Go ahead.
Something is a very it's like the John Smith of dwarven names.
Dwargar names.
Dwargars,
definitely.
yeah, Dwargars names, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But all that to say, yes, this Dearth Sunblight fellow, when the party caught him, Helifine basically was the one that helped hold him down.
There was some light torture.
Very, very light.
Yes, some heavy interrogation, some would say. But you learned about a few things, actually. You learned that he is a prince, and that his father, a Dwargar by the name of Zardarok, has a fortress in the south of Icewind Dale, basically in the spine of the world mountains. He also told you about his brother, Nildar, who has an outpost on the northeast side of Kelvin's Cairn. And the Dwargar are basically using whatever's happening to take over the world? Question mark? He said...
They at least wanted this part of the world.
Yeah, they at least wanted this part and turn it into
And they were building big old war machines.
Yeah. In order to do so, they were building a giant war machine, and you figured it would be a good idea to go and stop them. But as you all turned around, you saw that Alize was floating a few feet off the ground. And her voice changes to that of a very booming and powerful voice. Think like Galadriel when she catches sight of the ring in The Lord of the Ring. And she says the following. In the year of eternal ice, the 6 suns will set on Icewind Dale if they reach underground before finding the 7th sun. And then she falls back down.
Okay, oh, that was the wrong accent. Which one of us does portents and signs? Who has that skill? Thank you, Etten.
Hello. My fish talks to me.
His fish told him this was going to be fine, and this is totally not.
I meant, can you just figure out what Alize meant?
Oh, no.
Well, then you're not our expert on portents and signs.
My fish might tell us.
I would like to go over and help Alize up, perhaps.
Yep.
You know, maybe just make sure she's not dead or anything.
No, we're just gonna, I'm just gonna turn the camera to Alize's point of view. You heard yourself say everything. you felt yourself rise up about 2 feet off the ice. But all of those words, you have no idea where they come from. Yeah.
Is it connected to the vision I had last time?
Which one?
About like seeing the lake and the location of the fortress for like trying to hear, not vision, but the conversation I had through the wrecks.
You know, because she's addicted to magic.
Oh, I
Yes.
found more rocks, Helafine. But yeah.
But why didn't you tell me you were a bird too? I don't understand.
They told me a lot. Go ahead, Simon.
I was just gonna say, the fortress that you saw was not underground.
Mm-hmm.
It could be like an offset of the Chardlin. Basically, like, its taint affecting you even though you're not actively using it.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure.
Okay.
It maybe with some skill checks. I mean, if you, someone's good enough in magic, maybe, or in divination, that might also, they could potentially know something.
I can make an attempt, but do you want an Arcana roll?
That would be Arcana.
You realize it's going to be awful, right? Because I've got a major plus to it. That's not that bad. 21.
21. It didn't feel like it was a byproduct of the Chardlin. There was a difference between how Alize used the stones, where, you know, she heard things from the stone. The stone spoke to her. In this instance, she did the talking.
Can I make some kind of insight or perception check combined with Arcana somehow to see if she was possessed momentarily? Anything like that?
Yes. You could also go with religion. I mean, possession is a very much demonic thing, and that falls into religion.
Would
Yeah, that would
any
be a 12 because it's just my main stat. Oh.
would any of the symbolism, because obviously she's speaking in pretty heavy metaphor here, would any of the symbolism speak to me as a lifelong resident of Icewind Dale and having interacted with so many of the cultures?
Actually, no. Everything she said doesn't match anything. And, like, okay, aside from the Year of Eternal Ice, I mean, it's been roughly, actually, a couple of years since the frost started. So that could potentially be that, exactly. But everything else? Like the sixth sun, the seventh sun, the underground. I mean, the underground could be anywhere in the world, really. But you don't remember having seen... Like, let's talk about symbolism, for example. There are no tribes that worship, like, a sun god or something similar. The humans that live in the 10 towns, there was that one temple of a Monitor. I mean, there's Etten, so that's already 2, but they mentioned 6.
So, okay, so I think it's S-U-N, not S-O-N.
Oh, yeah, Simon sort of gave that away,
Simon
didn't
just gave
he?
that away.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. That's... Alfine's not smart, guys. She wouldn't have been able to connect those dots.
Let's say
Thank you,
that's
Dungeon
let's say
Master.
that
I
that's
mean,
the 12, the 12 in religion.
Okay.
Sorry, Hilly.
Maybe, and Sardica looks at everybody. If we count the fish, there are 6 of us.
Yes, 7 counting old Bitey.
No, 6. 6?
There's
7.
5.
I'm not counting myself. No, I am. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. No, 6 counting old Bitey.
Oh, yes, so we have to find
Sarkia.
the 7.
Have we officially made Old Bitey part of our party? Can we vote on that, perhaps?
No.
I mean, I'm just thinking like Etten at the moment because I'm a little tired.
Technically, you're 2 people, though.
I had a good
You're like a little
inside me.
baby, and then you're you.
Oh, yes.
I don't think that's how that works at all.
No,
That's what she
see,
said.
No, that's not how it works. I've explained this to you, and your only takeaway was something about ghost lawyers, so I don't want to explain it again.
Okay, are we
You
gonna
want a
talk
ghost
about?
lawyer present so that you can.
Yes, Alize.
Are we gonna talk about who was inside me?
Sorry.
We certainly can, since you brought it up. Who was inside
So
you?
I had a
Elizabeth?
god in you. I had a god in me, and Sarkia has herself in her, and Helifine has a bear in her, and now who's put their hands inside of you?
Not their hands, heads probably, because they were this
Yes.
voice was coming out.
They put their voice in you.
Like a ventriloquism puppet.
What?
Yeah.
Like a puppet.
Is that a fish?
No.
No.
No, didn't sound like a fish.
So who's this inside of you, and who's going to put themselves in Ragnar?
Okay, Ragnar obviously has a bird inside of him. We're just not going to talk about
What
that.
kind of bird?
I don't know.
Bird?
You
What?
had wings. You had wings. We're going to discuss it at some point when we're not running around.
Where do you people get this stuff?
Alize,
Yes.
so you have no memory of what just happened to you?
I do.
She's the one who brought it up.
Yes, but I mean, as to memory of what was it like? What did it feel like? Did it feel like someone else took possession of your body? Did it feel
Put their
like...
hand in you.
No.
Head.
Stop.
And was it more like a spiritual thing?
No, it didn't. I feel like I was possessed. It's just, I mean, I was elevated, but that's I can't do that. It just felt a little odd this time, not like how I normally do it. And it's just somebody was speaking, like I couldn't stop them, but other than that, you know, I
Has
was
this ever
still
happened
here.
before?
No. I'm not crazy. I'm not pretending, guys. Like,
At
I'm
no
not
point
making
did I
it
say
up.
that. I'm just asking, has it ever happened before? Because we really don't know that much about each other, so I'm just
No,
asking.
you think like I get jealous because Etin got a god inside him and like everybody has their powers. I'm not making it up. Like this actually happened.
Alice, did you recognize the puppeteer? Did the voice sound familiar? Did it feel like someone that you might have known?
No. No. I feel like I've
Actually-
been talking to a lot of people lately.
That's a good point. Can I roll to see if I remember any of the, like, if the voice sounded familiar at all?
Oh, the voice was her voice.
It was
but
just her voice, okay.
Yeah, like louder
just like a
and
different-
deeper. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like if you were suddenly able to alter your voice to go like several octaves lower.
Like she had thaumaturgy.
Yeah. Kind of like thaumaturgy, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
I am okay.
Then perhaps we should take this not on the middle of the ice.
I mean, I think we have to go to the fortress, don't we?
We do, definitely.
The voice said underground. Should we start digging?
No, that's why would we listen to a random voice that gave us vague directions? that we don't know?
Because it lifted her up off the ground and spoke through her, and that seems pretty powerful and kind of ominous to me.
Sort of
We've
like the
had a lot of
previous
ominous.
ominous voice we also had that gave us vague directions.
But I mean, the fortress. The fortress is in the mountains, correct? That's what we gathered. It's in the mountains to the south.
The mountains we just came from?
Yeah.
Oh no, all the way to the south.
Oh,
That
the same
yeah, that
mountain.
is something.
Sorry, guys.
No,
The
no.
spine
The
of the world.
location, yeah, the location of these mountains would be familiar to. Sorry to. Ooh. Wow, I forgot
those of
the
us that came
character
up from
name
the
because I
south.
don't have the overlay in front of me. To Elephine.
Okay.
It's a large mountain range south of it. Technically, the mountain range that you were born and raised in is part of the spine of the world, but not really. It's like a branch off of a trunk, if you will.
Okay.
The spine of the world mountain is very, very wide. And only a small portion of it actually closes off Icewind Dale from the rest of the south. To give you an idea, if you are on roll 20,
You bet your bottom dollar I am.
so it's basically the entire mountain range from left to right on the map.
Oh, gross. Okay.
Yeah. And then it continues a bit to the right, like beyond the map, until it hits the desert.
And do we know where in the enormous mountain range this fortress is supposed to be?
Yes,
We had vague
We had vague
instructions.
directions.
it would be
in-
somewhere in around this area.
Okay. Roll 20, guys. Super interactive maps. Really great for gameplay. You should go try it.
I was gonna say I actually have it noted on Legend Keeper.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't we have it in Legend Keeper? But I didn't want to interrupt her scroll
have-
20.
I
Wow,
have-
guys. I just tried to do something nice for our sponsor.
I know.
I have a question for the
Mhm.
GM.
Ye-
Why do all of us have frost borders except Ragnar? Is he special or is he cursed
I'm not cold.
on the overlay?
I'm not
Sorry,
chill. I'm just not chill.
No,
Anywho,
everyone's supposed to have one.
no.
I'll fix it during the break. But
I
yes,
think-
it was supposed to be a fancy thing for everyone.
I thought you were telling us something very subtly.
Absolutely not.
Okay,
Then you wanted to ruin it by immediately asking. I see.
of course. So I think the question is, if we're going to the south, is this underground location also in the spine of the world? Because there are quite a lot of caves in the spine of the world. And what are we going to do? Are we going to go underground? Or are we going to go to the fortress and deal with the war machines?
I
Oh,
said
no.
we should
Why,
dig.
why would we go to the south at all? Do you not remember that we would go to the fortress on the lake here?
There's not a fortress on the lake here, is there?
Yes.
No, the fortress
The
is.
fortress is in the mountains to the
Oh,
south.
no,
Aren't
not
you
a
supposed
fortress.
to be a guide?
No, it's not a fortress, but there's
been
a
like 3
town
weeks.
on the lake. It's a town on the lake that's built on an old fortress, is what I mean.
No, neither.
Nope.
Caer Dineval.
I think you're playing in too many games.
Oh
bud.
no, Caer Dineval is Caer
Caer
Dineval is a
Dineval's what he's
town
thinking
on
of,
the
yeah.
shore of the lake. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
shore
but
of
there's
the lake.
nothing
That's
on
what-
the lake itself. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not on the
but-
lake.
But that's where my vision was, right? Just out of like that was the location the stones told me to go through.
Yep.
The stones did tell
Okay.
you Caer Dineval, yes, because you
Okay.
described it to us.
Oh, but also didn't the dwarf tell us that that's where somebody was? Or am I thinking something else?
No, it was 2 different places. Sunblight guys in the fortress to the south. Caer Dineval has something to further our quest.
But there is a Dwargar outpost that he told you about just north on the northern side of Kelvin's Cairn. On the northern slope. Of
Oh, I see. I had my
yeah.
spots mixed up because I had to zoom in farther. Yeah, so farther north of Caer Dineval. That's what I was looking at. Yes.
So there's basically 2, let's call them fortresses. Okay? There's one in the south, somewhere in the mountains, and one in the north, on, like, the only mountain around. And then, well, you being in East Haven, you are relatively close to Caer Dineval, which would be on your way if you want to go north. But you don't have to. It's all up to you.
And
I would like to speak now, since
please
you all are
do.
arguing. When I talked to my fish before, it said to come here and good things would happen. So, why don't we ask my fish again and say, oh, Bitey, should we go north or should we go south? It's a yes or no question.
Well, no, it technically is a north
Yes.
south question.
Not a yes or no question.
Are we going to take a
No,
direction from a fish now?
Yes.
No, we do need to go to north. There is no ifs or buts about this. We need to tackle that first and then head back to south.
Because listening to a fish is insane.
Yes. Rocks
Oh.
are more solid.
Wait, what do you mean rocks are more solid?
She got her information from magic rocks that she's addicted to that I tried to take away from her.
I don't think addicted's the right word. Just
Oh, it's absolutely the right word.
enamored with.
Nope.
No, just getting useful information from.
Enjoying?
So what does your fish have to say?
Being informed.
What does your fish have to say?
Well, let's find out. I
Do
cast
you- yeah.
augury.
What is the question that you ask?
Hello, old Bitey. It's me again, your friend Etten. Hello. We are at an impasse and we don't know which way we should go. If we go south, there's a big nasty fortress, but it doesn't have anything to do with the Light of Lathander or wiping Oral's curse off this land. And if we go north, it also has nothing to do with Light of Lathander or erasing Oral's curse from this world. But if we go north, there's towns and more fish. So, if we go north, is it good? Speak to me.
The fish says...
Wait. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
If we go north, will it advance our plans to stop Oral and bring the Light of Lathander to the north?
Is the north main quest?
But that is two different questions. Can you ask two different questions?
No, I was refining.
Oh, you were refining it. Okay. So
Yeah.
I take the second one instead.
Yes.
The fish opens its mouth, and from within you hear the soothing voice of Lathander that says, "Wheel." And
Hey, well, there it
whoa.
is. Oh. Well, that's as specific as it could be.
You
That means-
asked
Do you hear
north.
the fish talk?
Oh, can everyone hear it?
Because otherwise we just saw him talk to the fish and then he goes, well, that's as clear as it can be.
I mean, so technically augury, the way it's presented, is very much left to the cleric to cast a spell. So like he, another cleric could have like taken a tarot deck and did like a spread, and then just said, "It says wheel and woe." But like, there's no voice that you don't hear it. He just spoke to the fish, waited for a moment, and then
Perfect.
yeah.
So, Lathander through the fish says we will have weal and woe.
Does
Oh, that's so clear and
does
perfect.
that mean wheel if we go north and woe if we go south? Because that's the order you asked them in?
No.
or-
What language does the fish speak?
Mine. So if we go north, then we will have good and bad results for stopping Oral and bringing the light of Lathander to the north. I assume that we'll get general specifics later.
General
What about if
specific-
we go south?
Yeah, I didn't ask that.
Listen, I think, okay, Caer Dineval is much closer. We can get there faster and see if we advance our quest to stop Oral. And she looks at Etten.
Yes, and bring the light of Lathander to the north.
I was thinking more just about this evening and everyone getting out of the cold right now.
Yeah, I could use a nap.
That so we could get off the ice and go back to the tavern where we left the dead people at.
Hopefully they won't be there anymore.
I mean, I don't think the old man's going to be able to chuck all the bodies, or the one frozen body. Maybe he's holding the door open still.
Doorstop. I mean, I think that all of us could probably use a rest and probably need to get your hand bandaged up there, Ragnar. And maybe you bruised up a bit when you fell on the ice and slipped, you know?
Like two of you have
fine.
been possessed in the last 24 hours, and the
I've
other
been
two
possessed
have
my entire
either
life, technically, so I
have
don't
either
think that counts.
become the child of a god or developed bird powers. So I think everybody probably needs a good night's sleep just to center yourself.
Yes.
She floated in the air like a few feet. She's not a bird. That's not how they work.
You're a bird.
Okay, that's decided. To the wet trout.
Yes.
where?
Let's go
inn.
to the wet trout. Let's slap some fish on the grill.
The
The inn.
moment that Etten says that, we can just see old Bitey come like closer and then back from the camera as like the entire background spins and you hear like da-na-na-na-na-na.
Oh God,
Um,
Simon, stop!
And the party makes their way.
It's
to
his
the
shirt,
wet
isn't it?
trout.
His shirt is making you think of it, isn't it? Yes, I know.
Of what? I don't know. I don't see anyone's shirt. I
Oh,
only see your
PJ's
faces.
wearing a Batman
Oh,
shirt.
Okay.
Somebody have WD-40?
You make your way to the wet trout. This is a
Ladlin.
large establishment. A square tavern with a large chimney right in the middle of it. The chimney is open on all four sides with a grill in the middle, kind of like the all-you-can-eat like bread bar thing. Anyway, you can slap whatever you want on the grill, except that there is no fire. There are barely any candles lit in the room. Everyone is still wearing their heavy cold weather outfit. And some are shivering. Many are just whispering among themselves. There's a quick silence when you open the door, but everyone just looks, then goes back to their discussion. Someone mumbles a hello back, but you're not quite sure if they said hello or if they said help. They look very inebriated and on the point of like fainting on their table. Behind the bar, there is a dragonborn woman. Tall and impressive, she is covered in white scales. She is wearing just regular, like we would call them, like let's say summer clothes. So it's just this like flowy chemise with just a probably has like a long skirt. You can't really quite see because she's behind the bar. She's not wearing any gloves. In fact, her sleeves are kept short, like they end at the elbow. She is not bothered by the cold at all. And she is currently struggling to pour the content of a mason jar into a bowl. And as you come in, she just like shakes it, and then you see this like greasy sort of yellowish jello just fall into a bowl, and she then breaks it into pieces with a spoon before sliding it along the bar to one of the patrons.
Hello.
We, as a group, are not super inconspicuous, correct?
Not that much. I mean, so going by who's in town at the moment, or I should say who's in the wet trout, there are multiple, people of different races. You have there's a tiefling, a male tiefling, though his skin, instead of being the traditional like red or yellow, his is sort of a bluish white, and he's got 2 long horns, one of which is broken near the tip. You see 2 halflings at one of the table. There's of course the dragonborn bartender. There's even a Goliath in a corner. He's at a table talking to a pair of people who seem to be either a short and stocky human or a very tall dwarf. And they're accompanied by a woman with very pointy ears. You can see her ears because her hood is slung back. Otherwise, I'd say like 80% of the other patrons are all. So like the 12, 16 other patrons.
Stepping in then, I would kind of like to honestly pretend that I'm not really with this group and kind of I'd like to make my way around the room and see if there's any conversation about the sacrifice that happened in town, or excuse me, I've completely forgotten the name of the woman, the thing that stole Sarkia's face.
Yeah, I was just about to ask if the elf woman that was there, if that's her.
No, it's not her.
Okay.
I just want to see if I can pick up any interesting bits of conversation before Ragnar embarrasses us and we get kicked out.
I thought that was literally your job.
I would say make a perception check, because are you just basically eavesdropping on conversation as you make like your way slowly to the bar, or do you actually go out to people and like try to sit in at a table and have a conversation?
I don't try and sit in, but I would make a circle of the room as if I were looking for someone, basically, before heading to the bar.
Okay.
Try to be like smooth about it.
Mm-hmm. I'd say make a perception check.
Okay. That is 13.
There is no talk of that other elven lady.
Okay.
Callistria. However, yes, a lot of people are talking about the execution today. They call it a sacrifice more than an execution.
Okay.
What more? They talk about other stuff. Where is it? Ah, there we go.
Good old other stuff.
Other stuff. The Goliath and his 2 acolytes are talking about setting up an expedition to Bremen. Probably by tomorrow. The lake here, Lake Dinshire, is completely frozen over, and whereas Mare Dwalden is not completely frozen, so it's still sailable, but also easier to fish in. And as you pass by, basically that's what the Goliath said, and the short, stocky man says, yeah, but what about that monster? And the Goliath replies, it apparently only attacks people in Bremen, so long as we don't piss off people in other towns, we should be safe. Plus, we can just hop into the middle of the lake. We don't have to go through one of the docks. And the elf says, well, that means we're gonna have to carry around one of the rowboat with us. And the Goliath shrugs, like it's not even a problem for them to just carry a rowboat through the snow from here to Bremen. Which, by the way, is, like, roughly 3 days away on foot.
Okay. It's just the one Goliath, right? The two that are with him are not.
Nope. It's a Goliath, and then either a human or a dwarf, and an elf.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll make my way over to the bar then. Sorry, guys.
So while Halifine is doing that, basically taking her time to circle and look at everyone as if she was, looking for a friend, that takes a few minutes. What do the rest of you do? I mean, do you just hang out by the door?
Did we take all of our stuff? I apologize. When I said to the wet trout, I just wanted to say the words wet trout because I saw it on the map, but I couldn't remember if that was actually where we were. This is where we were going to send off for booze, right? Because the other place didn't sell booze. Okay.
Yes. Your stuff is at the White Lady, so no, you don't have all of your stuff.
Okay,
But then I've been here before.
Yes.
Okay.
But it wasn't the same people, of course.
Sure.
I mean, given the choice, I would always go to a place called the Wet Trout over the White Lady. But, yes. So Helifine splits off and starts going off and doing her thing.
Mm-hmm.
Should we go to the bar then?
Go
I will
wherever you like.
walk up to the Dragonborn. Hello, you have very pretty scales. Do you have any wet trout?
She looks at you and says, evening.
Hello.
She seems to completely, either she's oblivious to what the joke you just made, or
It
she's
was not a
heard
joke.
it a lot.
I genuinely want some fish, and wet trout sounds delightful.
We have some. Cold fish is okay with you?
Yes, I will eat any fish. I prefer mine dried, but every once in a while I like it reconstituted.
Good. Before I serve you or anything, I'm gonna have to see some silver. On a plate of
I put down like some coins on the table and say, here, take it from here and bring me 3 glasses of whatever.
How much do you put on the counter?
Whatever I pull out first from my pocket, so doesn't matter.
You're gonna have to tell me how much it is.
10 silver. Is that enough for drinks? Drinks, food, yeah.
10 silver is enough for 3 drinks, but not for the fish as well.
Ooh.
Okay, so I'll pull out another 10. She doesn't care about it right now. She just wants to get, like, drunk.
Well, thank you. That's so kind of you.
All right.
You're welcome. Now, stop with the chatter with the lady so she can bring the drinks, please.
Ooh, ooh.
Wow, someone's in a hurry. And she turns back and takes like 3 mugs from a shelf and opens up a like the spigot to a barrel and pours like 3 frothing ales that she just dumps on the counter. And then she turns to Etin once more and asks him, "You want your fish in chunks, or you want your fish in soup?"
Ooh, soup sounds delightful.
All right. She takes a bowl from under the counter, puts it up on the bar, takes one of these like mason jars, pops open the lid, shakes it, uses like a spoon to scrape the inside as like this yellowish brown congealed mass of fish fat and fish bits falls into the bowl, and then she smashes it into like a sort of puree and just gives it to you. Says, "There you go. Knucklehead trout.
Thank you.
Hope you
that
enjoy."
is my favorite.
By the time that's happening, Ellie's already chugged like the first glass and sent it back to the bartender for a refill. As she pulls the second one in front of her.
Yep.
So Sarkia is a bit put off by the gloop. It reminds her too much of her own cooking. That's a little close to life, just saying. So she will ask the bartender in Draconic, actually, and ask her if there was anything else on the menu that she would recommend.
Fish.
Welcome to Icewind Dale.
One of the things that everyone raves about is, we call them fish balls. It's basically a ball of potatoes stuffed with bits of fish.
Oh, that sounds delightful.
That actually does sound moderately appetizing. I will take a serving of that, and then I assume there's a loud noise from her backpack. 2 servings of that.
Alright. And she goes like to the back. Takes a few moments for her to come back, so by the time she's back at the bar, Elephine will have gone around. Alize will probably be deep into her second mug. Ragnar.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Sarkia would turn back and ask Ragnar, are you hungry? Do you want something to eat?
I mean, you would, but then he wouldn't be there because he's not there.
Oh boy.
Because he wouldn't have hung out with you at the bar.
Okay. I mean, that's fair, to be honest. All right, so she will, Sarkia will begin eating, and she'll pull, oh my god, the little dragon. What is his name? Why can't I think? My brain is not working this evening. Thrune. She'll pull Thrune out of her backpack and like sit him on the counter next to her and put a dish in front of him too. Yes, he's still wearing his sock sweater.
Helaphine would walk up and see the potato ball and say, could I have
It's got
one?"
fish in. Do you eat fish?
No. Never mind. Excuse me, do you have any vegetables?
Potatoes. And she puts like 2 plates of those like fish balls, you realize very quickly, Sarkia, that they're not cooked.
Okay. She's had worse. She kind of takes a bite and kind of pauses for a second and then says, "Okay," and just keeps eating.
Could,
Um,
could I have one?
but I think those are still the things with the fish in it, Helafine. Just
She said those are just potatoes.
Oh, no, those are the fish. The only veggie we have is potatoes. You want some? I have some.
Yes, please.
Be right there. And before she turns her back again, she's just gonna, like, look over her shoulder to Alize, say, you want refills, you're gonna have to pay for them.
She just throws a dollar.
A dollar?
What's $1?
A Bitcoin. She just throws the gold piece and then says, just keep them coming all night.
Sure, let me check. That's 3 silver each, so for 10 silver, that would be 3 other, like 3 refills, basically. So it's 3 silver each mug. She is, by the way, this is like price gouging. Like, she's charging a lot of money. Most of the people in here can probably barely afford a drink. And when you look around, once you've got like your plates and everything, like, the people sitting around, like, yeah, okay, the group with the Goliath and everything, like, they have like 1 mug each that they've been nursing. But most of the other townsfolk, they don't even have anything on their table. Like, people can't even afford to eat or drink here. It's just probably like it used to be their spot. And
gentrification.
it's more like taking advantage of a global crisis. So she comes back very quickly with like a small sack of potatoes and goes, "There you go."
Thank you so much. And she's gonna kind of like hug it and just smile for a while because now she won't have to awkwardly ask people for vegetables for 5 minutes. Where'd Ragnar go?
He's off doing Ragnar things.
Hashtag just Ragnar things.
Hashtag. I was about to say, it needs to be a shirt. Hashtag just Ragnar things, with little wings drawn on the back of it.
And a ball.
I don't know. I mean, I turned around and he was gone. I don't think that we all really know what we're doing, do we? I think it's almost like we all have different goals here.
You have goals?
Well,
Yes, I am going to save the world.
I am going to kill the woman who killed me.
I'm gonna save the Goliaths just later. We should figure out what we're supposed to do. I'll look around. Can I see Ragnar?
Ragnar actually, so once the group came in and sort of spread out, Ragnar is not in the... He was there when you stepped through the door. You'll remember Ragnar was behind you when everyone came in. But then once you came in, once you were inside, he was just gone.
They was rude.
I mean, it's Ragnar. I think that's just how he lives his life.
It's kind of on brand for him. At least, how are you feeling?
Good. Better.
No, like sudden god urges to kill anyone by turning them into a block of ice or anything weird like that, right?
Just maybe another drink and then I think I'll be ready to leave. We can go. I'm ready.
Okay.
Well, wait, where are we going? I need
I
to
think
rest.
Are we resting?
We need to rest.
Oh, we are resting.
I just
Okay,
got some potatoes.
2
so-
more drinks then, and then
Well, we're staying overnight,
Maybe
I think,
3.
at the other place, because that's where we
We
already paid for
we
rooms.
cannot. Remember, I have to go.
Where?
Okay, but we're not
The
going...
rocks said that we have to go. I need to find them. They have them.
Alize, the rocks will be there tomorrow. It's okay.
But if he's not there,
Who? Oh, is this the thing that you and I like?
yes,
Oh, guys, we gotta follow the rocks.
we do. We gotta follow the rocks. Let's follow the rocks. Follow the rocks.
Okay, you're not making a real good case for this, but we should follow the rocks. It's
We do.
While this is happening, we'll fade to the outside. To the cold streets of East Haven. Ragnar, you're in the center of town, where the wizard was burnt earlier. And you're picking up, some wood as much as you can. And you notice out of the corner of your eye that someone has been watching you. There is a figure. They're not really trying to hide, or if they are, they're very bad at it. But they're not moving towards you. They are hanging back in the shadow of a building. And they've remained there for now, but you get the feeling that they're clearly, watching your every move.
Is it a familiar presence? Is it anything I've seen before?
Anyone you've seen before? I'd say make just a straight wisdom check. They're not wearing the same uniform and gear that they were wearing earlier today. But you recognize the vague silhouette as being that of the town's guard captain.
Oh, the woman I had talked to.
Yeah.
So I suppose after I get close to an armful, I'll just be randomly sort of muse out loud. Is it against town ordinance to gather wood from the sacrifice? As I straighten up and, sort of turn to sort of look in their direction.
No, but it's against town laws to murder people.
It's a good thing I haven't done anything of that then.
Not what I've been told by Mr. Bardaban.
Who?
The owner of the White Lady. The man who I had to send some of my men to help clean his inn of dead dwarves and a deceased Ronaldo.
Oh, Ronaldo. Oh, yeah. Well, unless you think I froze him to death, which I assured you I didn't, that wasn't on me. And you don't have laws against self-defense against Dwargar, do you? Because I think you know the difference between dwarves and Dwargar.
Well, I am the type of people to believe that not every Dwargar is inherently out to get me. But I also know that none of our townsfolk are Dwargars. We haven't seen any Grey Dwarves here in generations. Which is why you're not under arrest, Mr. The DM doesn't remember if you gave her your real name or a fake name.
I addressed myself as Ragnar to her, yes.
Sir Ragnar. You're not under arrest, but I would like you to tell me, where do these people come from? And what did they want with you?
Those are questions I wanted answered as well, and I don't know if you would like the answer because I found some of them on the ferry.
She looks back at the ferry.
Yeah, the ferry. I don't think they're there now. I did manage to drive some of them out, but that is where they were holed up for the moment.
How many?
Must have been at least 3. There was the two I had left there. One ran away, and then another one that I persuaded to also leave. So, small band, it looks like. They didn't really say what they were in town for other than no good by the looks of it. Oh, and of course, apparently trying to kill me because of some altercation I had the night before with a drunken party member of mine who got mixed up in their going-ons accidentally, but that's another story.
My nose is real itchy tonight. I just...
So petty revenge is why they tried to murder you.
They were trying to get something from Mr. Ronaldo, and we apparently got in the way, or at least that's what they thought we were. They thought we were in the way, and so it was a little more than petty revenge, yes.
With Mr. Ronaldo being completely frozen over, that brings me just a few more questions.
Yeah, I would have liked to ask him too, because what the hell was a bard in the middle of, no offense, this town have that Dwargar would want?
I don't know myself. Did any of the Dwargar show any talent with magic?
Oh, I mean, the damnable things were invisible when they decided to show up and try to kill me, yes.
But no wizard or conjurer among them.
The one I persuaded to leave seemed to be magically inclined, I suppose.
Because you see, I tend not to take the ravings of drunken people too seriously, but earlier tonight I received a report that an immense bird had landed on the streets of East Haven.
Huh.
Right in front of the White Lady Inn. Now I doubt that this is true. But then lo and behold, a few hours later, we were asked to remove the bodies of 4 deceased persons. Well, people. 3. Sorry. 3 deceased individuals. One of whom was completely frozen in ice. Now I doubt these petty thieves were able to possess such magic. Which means I'm looking at you. Or one of your compatriots as the suspect.
Well, I assure you they're certainly not any grand wizards either. There's nothing too magical about any of them. Well, suppose one of them is very strange, but no, well, they're all very strange. But no, not very magical in that sense. No.
And where are they now? I wish to speak with them.
What is that lovely? The trout. I was going there myself. Would you like to help? Now, half hold open my arm full of, wood.
She looks at the bundle of wood that you have in your arms, and like looks back at you, back at the wood, back at you, and says, "You really don't think you're going to bring that into the wet trout, are you?"
I mean, I'm not sitting in a bar without a fire for the next few hours until those idiots sober up.
That's true. You're not from around here. Nemetra is not fond of fire ever since this whole situation began.
Oh. So why would anyone go to this place? Oh, because she is the only alcohol in town. Oh, joy.
Indeed. She's not the most social of people. She's not the most friendly of faces. But she owns the only social hotspot, no pun intended, in town.
Well, I might as well save this for the old man. Maybe smooth things over for the whole leaving him with a few dead bodies thing.
Sure. Anyway, I've asked you my questions, so you're free to move about. We tend to give the benefit of the doubts. We tend to give the benefit of the doubt here in East Haven.
We'll look back at the burning pyre and be like, oh, I definitely see that.
He murdered 4 of our own.
I have no doubt.
He made up a story about it. And when his story proved false, add that to his background.
Damnable red wizards.
Oh, we should have known his story was too good to be true. True. Oh, what's up with me and H's and S's tonight? Jesus.
Drink more.
Maybe I should. If anything, I'll ask you to come and see me before you leave town.
Well, of course. I planned on it anyways. If only to say goodbye.
Good. And she just nods and turns away. The moment she does so, you hear a few footsteps shuffle. And you notice that while she was talking to you, in back of you, from between houses, like 3 guards they weren't like creeping up on you, but they were closing the distance. They were probably like still a good maybe, I don't know, 50, 60 feet away from you. Trying to not make noise, like in case you tried to run or something. They were mostly there to block out some of the obvious exits. But once she turns around and leaves, the other guards also just turn around and leave.
I'll just say, have a good night, gentlemen. And then I will just drop the bundle of wood like right there in front of whatever the closest house is and just be like, I feel like this is a wasted endeavor. But I will take one single, like big heft of it and just take it back to the wet trout then.
All right. Take a handful of it. Go back to the wet trout. We will go back to the tavern in a moment, but we'll take a few minutes of break. Before then, we'll be back in 5 minutes. We'll take a very short break tonight. And when we come back, we'll talk about our giveaway and also keep the game going with, probably some drunken party members. We'll see.
We're following the rocks.
So stick around, everyone. We will be right back.
Icewind Dale, home to the most hardened of frontiersmen, pioneers, and nomads. Beyond the sporadic dots of civilization dwells terrifying beasts and deadly monsters. Each night, before midnight, Oriel takes to the sky and weaves her spell of ice and darkness. For 2 years, the north of Faerun has been covered in everlasting rime. From Dugan's Hole to Lonelywood, from high atop Kelvin's Cairn down to Mare du Walden. Hungry and cold, the population of Icewind Dale huddles together in empty homes, praying to the gods to end Oriel's reign. Their prayers were answered. Heroes summoned by fate have vowed to break the Frostmaiden spell.
And we are back, friends. So, little giveaway information. After the show tonight, a Twitter thread will be created and will be retweeted throughout the week. Basically, we are giving away, because this is Icewind Dale, so why shouldn't we give something out that is Icewind Dale related? So I have here one of the
he won't give it to me because, you know, God forbid he just gives it to someone, you know, that, you know, is his friend, but whatever, we're just gonna ignore that. Kidding, I'm kidding! Go ahead.
It's Drist. So yeah, we're giving away a Drist figurine, actually Drist and Gwenwyver. And it comes with like a bunch of accessories, 2 heads, flaming scimitars, all of the magic items that Drist has in the books, except for his Ring of Fire Resistance. Here he is. This is Drizzt. So yeah, we're gonna give that away. The contest will last all week, and to enter, the instructions will be on the Twitter thread, but for all of you watching right now, to enter, you just need to reply to the thread with who is your favorite character from our Rime of the Frostmaiden series, and what is your favorite moment from the show. This is not a contest of personality. You can name any player you want, though, I mean, you can also name NPCs. That's also fine.
You realize that 99% of the entries are going to be Etten, right?
Probably.
Yeah. Maybe the fish.
And yeah, the winner will be picked at random and announced during our Cyberpunk Red stream on Friday this week. So keep an eye out. Basically, right at the end of this, so maybe roughly 11:30 Eastern tonight, the tweet is gonna go out, and you're gonna have an entire week to try to win your own Drizzt and have a like epic dark elf on your shelf, like I have here, but no one can see it because it's too far in the back.
Only acceptable elf on the shelf.
Only acceptable elf on the shelf.
The only acceptable one.
Definitely. So let's go back to our inn. well, tavern, actually. And its creaking door.
That wasn't me. That was the door.
Indeed it was, as the door opens up a good, like, maybe half an hour after you've come in. Alize is deep in her drinks. Everyone has, found themselves a table to sit around and discuss the plan of following the rock's instruction to go north. As your conversation quiets down a bit, the door opens, and you see, standing in the threshold, the captain of the guard, flanked by 2 guardsmen. She is not armored like she was during the execution. So she doesn't have a metal armor, but it seems like she's still wearing like some sort of padded armor, like a gambazon. Her morning star is by her hip, but otherwise she doesn't look to like come to take someone out or anything. When she comes in, a lot of people stop talking. There's the squeaking of chairs and an air of unease in the room that lifts when everyone notices that she is walking towards your table.
Hello.
Good evening. She
How
pulls up
are
a chair.
you? Oh, yes, sit down, I guess.
Well, I find myself in a bit of a pickle, and
I like pickles.
I was thinking maybe you could help me.
A pickled fish is very good.
It was a figure of speech, sir. I'm troubled.
Oh, well, why didn't you just say that?
Because actually the DM forgot the word troubled for a moment.
But pickled came to you? In a pickle came to you, but not troubled.
My brain is...
Simon, I love your brain. It's a weird
Idioms,
so weird.
idioms.
But
Stick in
What
our
you call
heads.
me?
Well,
I vote that the next time you can't remember a word, you just say the equivalent in French and see if we can figure it out.
yeah, the thing is sometimes I forget it in every language I speak. She looks at all of you in turn and says, I'm not here to cause trouble, and I don't suppose you are here to cause trouble as well.
Oh, no. We're here to save the world.
Sarkia pointedly is not looking at her.
And she turns to Etin. And does saving the world include murder?
Oh, no. But sometimes we have to kill things. Like goblins and birds. What?
We haven't killed anyone inside of the town.
That's not what I've been
fact, I
told.
saved someone. I cast magic and made his feet better.
And I suppose your magic could not help poor Ronaldo?
No.
A god did that. We were just there. I told him not to talk to ghosts. I told him that wasn't safe and you shouldn't do it, but he decided to do it anyway, and now...
She
Sarkia is dropping her
straightens
head
herself.
slowly into her hands at this point, because, you know, first the admitting you know the dead guy, then the casual mention of necromancy, then the, you know, it's great. She's just like, oh boy.
Necromancy?
Technically?
Let's start with the beginning.
It's a very good place to start.
A, B, C. Go,
Easy
A,
as 1,
B.
2, 3.
I'm gonna kill
No.
both of you if you
No.
don't stop.
I'll
front
start
of
by
the
asking
town
your
guard.
names.
First 3 words, just.
Who are
Can't
you?
take him nowhere.
I would like to roll initiative and behead them both.
I'm Etten. I'm the official town greeter of Dugan's Hole, and now I'm the official town greeter of here. Hello.
The official town greeter. I suppose you've spoken with the speaker of Easthaven then?
No, he just believes that he's the official town speaker of wherever we go.
He speaks to all the towns we go to. It seems
He
like a pretty
does.
reasonable assumption.
But he
Etten
doesn't
does not
speak.
see the bad in anything, so he greets everything with a happy hello.
I'm sure Etten can answer the questions himself, but now that I have his name, what is yours? And she points to Sarkia.
Sarkia takes a drink. I fail to understand why you need it at the moment. Do you have proof that we've done something wrong in your town?
Yes. Mr. Bardaban told us about, well, told us that you were at his inn tonight, the White Lady, and requested from us that we help move out the bodies of 3 Dwargars, 2 Dwargars and 1 Ronaldo, the minstrel.
Oh, I took care of Ronaldo.
He was outside.
Yeah, he was frozen. It's not like he was gonna thaw.
Point of law, is it wrong to defend yourself in East Haven?
I would like to know what happened, but I want to know first who I am going to address. If it puts you at ease, I can give you my name. I have no reason to hide it. I am Captain Imdra Arlagath.
Or you're going to put in Legend Keeper so that we can actually remember it?
Emja Arlika. Got it.
Yes.
Amjar. Okay.
Imdra.
Indra. Okay.
IMDRA. Don't worry, she's
There
going
we
to be
go.
there right away.
Yep, I see.
Alright, and I just need to get her image. There we go. She's being uploaded. She is uploaded. And there she is. Captain Arlagath.
That armor doesn't look like it would protect much.
Like I said, she's not wearing her splint mail.
Well, don't see why it could hurt. After all, we are guests of your lovely town. My name is Sarkia.
And she turns to Alize and Helafine.
That one might not remember her own name at the moment. In fairness.
Here, fill it up. Thank you.
No, she's not the waitress. Put it down, please.
Oh.
You should really try and sit up. Do you want me to get you some water?
She like warps right in the middle of the group.
That's disgusting.
Ew.
God.
Captain
I'm going to-
Arlagath,
nope.
pushes her chair back.
Absolutely going to prestidigitate that right away. So yeah, that gets prestidigitated the
I
hell
need
out of Dodge.
Another one to wash this
Prestidigit done.
face out.
Wow, that's a handy dandy magic trick.
It's literally the most basic thing.
Yeah, you should see all the other stuff she can't do.
Oh god. Alize.
No, I'm actually
Gosh.
very interested. Because you might be able to help me in understanding what happened to poor Mr. Ronaldo.
Well, you see, Oro the god came, and she was all like, "Oh, Sarkia, you're one of mine. You
Oh,
are an
God.
ice person."
Etten.
And then I was like, no, don't touch my fishes. And then Lathander put himself into me, and I blasted her out the door. And then she got real mad and slapped me. And in the ensuing chaos, Ronaldo got turned to ice. But don't worry, because we're here to stop Oral, and we're going to save the world.
Imdra,
Make him a dizzy. Slow down.
Captain. Oh gosh.
She's still taking in the whole story, but she just like nods when she hears her name.
As much as it pains me to say this, and knowing how ridiculous it sounds, that is actually what happened.
She's
I
trying
wish
to
I was,
process
I wish
everything.
I was lying. I really do wish I was lying right now.
Yeah, there's a big disconnect between Etten, you know, just saying everything about how you're going to save the world and everything and all that. And then, like, right next to Etten, you have, like, Alice puking her brains out on the table. And she's like, world saviors, huh?
Listen,
But-
I didn't say that I believed we were going to succeed. We kind of all just fell together.
No, we were brought together by the light of Lathander. See, Lathander told me that I had to find fishes, and I found a 1, a 2, 3, 4.
And just the look on Sarkia's face as he's talking is, now you understand what we are dealing with.
I'm missing
Now-
one of my fishes.
We need to find my future husband and the 8th son, 7th son.
7 sons.
Yes.
That might or might not be fishes, but the fish told us, this fish, he said good and bad will happen if we go north.
Oh my god, do I not have... Why did I not take sleep?
You...
I would like to go and refill Alize's glass, but I'm gonna ask the bartender to water it down substantially.
Oh, I'm pretty sure to place this overpriced. It's already pretty watered down.
Well, I want to hydrate her. Is my goal here?
Yeah. She'll basically just pour a glass of water and just a little bit of alcohol on it.
He'll still charge you 3 silvers.
That's still
Exactly.
going to be 3 silver.
Charge
Welcome
Alize
to New
3
York.
silvers, not me.
It just reminds me of every time Justin would order like a vodka tonic and he'd get it and it's ice up to just like half an inch from the top and a splash of vodka. It's like, yep. New York prices, that's $15.
Ugh.
But
You
just
come
to,
back to-
just to
yeah.
kind of add to the... Etten definitely ate the fish goop, and there's like fish goop all in his
Oh my
beard.
god, why?
Oh.
Why are you doing this?
To complete the visual as we're telling her all these crazy stories.
She crosses her
Captain.
arms.
Captain, might you and I and Regnar possibly step outside and have this discussion in a
Well, now
quiet
you're just being
area?
rude. She's talking to all of us.
Yes, don't be rude.
I've already spoken to your friend Ragnar.
Oh, good.
That's a missing fish. Where's he?
Oh,
He
Edson,
is
you have
probably
something.
making his way here very, very soon.
Ooh,
Like, as soon as it's
I-
going to be dramatically appropriate.
Yes, it's Sarkia. Sarkia at this point is a little more recovered from being as disorientated as she was when she woke up. And she's now remembering what it feels like to be incredibly embarrassed by people, like, you know, vomiting on tables and dripping fish goo down their face.
So, just to clarify
Prestidigitated out of his
everything.
beard. There you go.
Just to
I can't do
clarify,
this.
please, you have a magic user in your party
Who?
who can
Me?
do
What?
a lot of little things. Who may or may not be the reason why Ronaldo is frozen in a block of ice, because someone who may or may not be Oral,
Is.
showed up in East Haven,
Is.
and she would be her daughter.
No.
Yeah,
No.
Is.
that's what Oral said.
Literally no.
That's
And in the chaos that ensued, two, I shouldn't say three, that's Simon fucking up. 2 Dwargars and a minstrel were killed.
well, the minstrel was killed first, and the Duergar tried to rob him, and I thought it was kind of inappropriate to rob a corpse, so I stopped it. And then the Duergar came back the next day.
Ah, so you were the drunken one.
That's kind of rude, but I guess it had been a really hard day.
And so after this accident with Ronaldo and this thief that you pursued with Ragnar, you all went back to the White Lady and spent the night?
Well, if anything, doesn't that kind of show our innocence? I mean, if we'd really done something wrong, wouldn't we have left town?
Also, Sarkia was frozen, so we had to warm her up. I rubbed her toes.
I was not frozen, I was sleeping.
You were cold.
I was cold. That does not equate to frozen. I was sleeping.
But she's very against cuddle piles, so we did not cuddle pile her.
Which I do appreciate. I had an issue momentarily. I was not well. And now I am fine. Remember,
You're welcome.
Sarkia's from Luskin, which is not exactly a law-abiding town.
Nope.
She doesn't
Them
really
pirates.
like talking to the police.
Well, here in East Haven, there's 750 people, and everyone respects the, 5 members of the Popo. But Captain Arlagath says, I have one more question I really need to ask you before Ragnar comes in. What about the giant bird?
Oh, Ragnar?
So
The
Ragnar
other
is the giant
giant
bird
bird.
that landed.
No, there's another one.
There's another one. There are 2 Ragnars?
Yeah, no, another giant bird. Ragnar's not giant. He's sort of
Oral-
small.
Okay, Oral does have a giant bird.
So
This
the
is all
rumors say.
connected.
So is Ragnar Orals?
No, Alize, just drink your drink.
Alize, you can drink more if you're not talking.
Doesn't taste good.
It's just because your tongue is getting numb to the drink. If you drink more, you'll taste it again. It'll be good.
Simon sips McDonald's.
Yeah, I'm mixing root beer and coffee tonight.
Ew.
What is wrong with you?
That's like cold caffeine and a warm caffeine.
Together,
Ew.
like you mixed them?
Well, no, I mean I take a sip of
Oh,
one. And
okay.
sometimes I
Oh,
take a sip.
okay. I was like, what
No,
the
not
heck?
no. No, I have like hazelnut creamer in my coffee. I'm not gonna put hazelnut on root beer. So that's
I like
when
how
it's,
that's the justification for
I know,
not doing
right?
it though.
That's when Ragnar comes in. Ragnar, when you open the door, you notice Captain Arlagath sitting in a chair next to the rest of the party. She looks confused.
Sarkia sees Ragnar and is very angry looking at him.
Ragnar is holding a bundle of sticks. Like, probably, I'll say, like, one piece of log and, like, a bunch of smaller, like, tinder that you got. And flanking the door, Ragnar, right before you came in, you saw, like, 2 of the guardsmen. And they just, like, nod and sort of do a polite wave.
So I guess as I was coming in, you just hear me half say, and I was like, "Oh, if you known you're gonna be here, you would have had you carry something." And then I would have seen them, and I'd be like, "Good."
Not good.
Yes, you're muted. It's definitely
Yeah, I
not
know.
good.
Still not good.
Ah, Mr. Ragnar, the captain says. Go ahead.
Yes, Ragnar, go ahead.
What do you do when you go in?
I mean, he very briefly considers just being like, "I was just here to drop off some wood," and then leave immediately. But he, that would probably look bad with the guards at the doors. So, did I catch any snippets of the conversation as I stepped through the door?
You would have caught maybe like the last sentence.
So I know they were talking about something, and I can assume the rest because she's the captain.
They were talking about the giant bird.
Joy. It's just like, so you've caught up with the group.
Ragnar, there's a missing fish.
And then as it says fish, she'll be like, yeah, I'll just look at her and be like, ooh, as you can see, group. And then I'm just going to go straight to the fire and just put down some of the wood. And I'll just sort of shout back to the innkeeper, you don't need to thank me, just, small something to warm up the place.
Do you light it?
No, I don't have my equipment for any of my stuff to light anything. So I'm going to, set it up for something. And as I say that, then I'm going to, sort of put it in a pile to go to light it for the tinder, and then look around and sort of look at her expectantly and be like, so, should you do the honors or?
There will be no fire in my establishment. That would piss Oral off, and we're not about to piss Oral off here.
But didn't you hear she was already in town earlier? I'm sure she'll be fine.
Ragnar, make an insight check.
Still muted,
yeah.
Kelly.
You see, Captain, I don't see why you have such a look of incredulity on your face with what we say when your entire town is afraid to light a fire. In fact, who's to say that the lovely fire that you lit in the middle of town didn't bring Oral here?
The bartender, Nimitrea. Names.
What?
The bartender,
Mm-hmm.
Nemetra,
Mm-hmm.
just replies to Ragnar by saying "really," and then she overhears what Sarkia just said, and mutters loud enough for everyone to hear. Well, that's probably why she showed up then. When you talk about the fire. Captain Arlagath immediately just, she goes to bend down over the table, conspiratorially. But, she remembers that this used to be gross before, so she just sort of half hunches over and says, not everyone in this town agrees to the best method of trying to fix what is happening.
Oh, so whose idea was it to burn someone in a public execution today?
Yesterday.
Whatever. It's been a long day for me. I was asleep. Everything blends together. You know how that feels.
She says, that would have been mine.
Mm.
He was sentenced to death. We just avoided the death of another random town person.
Yes, but there's many ways to die. You chose fire.
Indeed, like I said.
Provocation?
our town, like many of the other 10 towns, have agreed that Oral is pissed at everyone for some reason. It is our speaker's intention to make a stand. It is not the best solution, far from it. But everyone is panicking, and this seems to keep the populace somewhat calm.
Question for Simon. Do we know who the speaker is yet? Have we actually found out the name of the speaker of East Haven?
I think only me, because I was the one who talked to the captain, who then
That's what
referenced
I
the
figured.
speaker, but...
Yeah, and she hasn't given their name during this like little conversation.
Well, you don't have to worry. We'll be leaving your town. You can provoke the gods all you want. Just not Lathander. It will upset Etten, and it's actually really unpleasant when Etten gets upset. Anything else?
Yes, don't upset me. Don't threaten my fishes and we won't have any problems.
She's not threatening us.
Oh, no,
Hey,
I'm
I
not.
know, I'm just laying it all out there.
So this is the story you're sticking with. The goddess of
the truth?
cold killed
Hey,
a minstrel.
Etten?
Yeah.
I don't know how you're feeling right now, Etten, but you remember that spell that you cast back in the inn on the Duergar?
No, I need to sleep.
Oh, you need to sleep. All right. I was going to volunteer a zone of truth, but
No, but the captain sort of understands. Like, I mean, he's a priest of Lathander, so like light of truth and all that. So she just turns to Etten and says, "Oh, you're one of those priests."
Yes. And I tell the truth. And I tell the truth when I say I could burn you in your armor too.
Etten, that is really not the way to.
I am not trying
He's
to
not
antagonize you. But then I... She looks to Alize and says, "Your friend seems a bit drunk. I doubt that she'll be able to make her way back to the White Lady by herself."
I can take care of her. She's a little thing.
She looks to the two guards flanking the door, and she just motions for them to come closer. And she says, "Why don't we help you escort her?"
I don't feel like that's a good idea, and I'll create a physical barrier between the guards and Alize.
Can you make a perception check as you like sort of get up to sort of go around the table?
Sure, I can. Oh, I would have moved over beside her when she started vomiting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you just get up and
I'm
like
babysitting.
sort of... Yeah.
That's a natural 20. That'll twice in one night, you guys. That's never gonna happen again.
You
Carry me.
you see you see her face sort of change very quickly, like she's trying to initiate a telepathic communication without being a telepath herself. It's sort of it sort of all plays around the eyebrows and the eyes. And with a nat 20, you can see in her eyes the way she looks at you right now. She's saying, she's trying to make you understand, follow along.
Like in a menacing way? Or in like an I'm gonna help way?
Like an I'm here to help way.
Like she's trying to give us a cover kind of way.
Yeah.
So, if that's the case, I'll kind of help Alize stand. Can she stand on her own right now?
Alize. Let's see. What's your constitution like? Just constitution. Nothing else.
Just constitution is 18.
Okay, with 18 constitution, Alize, normally it takes a while for you to get drunk. Like, unless...
I had about 6 glasses.
Yeah, that's in a very short amount of time. And they're not glasses, they're pints.
Yeah.
So, like, you knew what you set off to do and what you intended.
Congratulations, my
I
friend.
was getting effed up.
So I will leave it up
We've
to
all
you.
had those nights.
I will leave it up to you. Just how wasted did Alize want to be?
She'll try to get up saying, I don't need any help, and like she just tumbles back on her chair.
I will do my best to catch her in like the threshold carry.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can catch her, I'm going to look at the 2 guards and then at the captain and say, no one lays a finger on her.
She turns to the guards and says, make sure they go to the White Lady and the White Lady alone. I'll be going back to... I'll be going back to the barracks. And she gets up and leaves, and the other guards just... Yep.
Nothing. I mean, obviously, Sarkia's just been watching this. Does Sarkia get any sense as to what exactly she might be trying to protect us from? Or who, I should say?
It was really just in her face. Like, even her tone of voice didn't change. The way she spoke, like, just her tone of voice, she sounds that, like, she still suspects you. That there's still suspicion. It's only Elephine that saw, like, these eyes of, like, I'm not gonna say friendship, but more like,
Concern.
concern, yeah.
Or,
Yeah, concern and assistance, yeah.
I'm still not super pleased about this, but carrying Alize, as I step between the guards to make my way to the door, I'm gonna let out a throaty bear growl, just a real low one, just so that they know, don't fuck with me. And I'll head towards the door.
Oh yeah, the 2 guards, like, step aside. Like, yeah, they're gonna make sure you get to the White Lady. They're probably going to follow from a few feet behind.
Did I get the sense that they were just talking to, like, me and Alize? Or were they talking about everybody?
Everybody.
Going back to the White Lady.
Everybody.
Okay.
It's like a cop saying, like, you know, don't leave town type of thing. But since you're all living in a hotel, they're like, okay, make sure they all go to the hotel and the hotel alone.
if they don't all immediately get up to follow, I'll kind of say, guys, I think it's probably time we turn in for the night.
Okay, I could go to sleep.
You do look a bit tired, Etten.
You have a little something.
Delicious.
Oh God. Sarkia will. Well, I assume that Etten would get up and follow, going or whatever. But Sarkia will get up, and as she passes the captain, she's going to kind of lean down and say, "Tell me, is the Lady Callistria associated with the guards?"
And she, will just reply, Lady Callistria's business is her own.
Well, it's someone's anyway. And she will follow Etten. Ragnar,
Oh, and here I was looking forward to getting warm and having a nice meal with someone for a change, and at that I will just sort of nod to the captain.
I will be happy to warm you up. I have several firebolt spells that I could definitely show you if you don't come back to the inn.
Oh,
Baby, let me give you my burning hands.
Oh heck.
it's definitely not the sort of warming up I was thinking about.
Hello, Bio.
I was thinking more of a meal and good conversation. Right, Captain? And then I was, I nodded a wink at her like, these are the people I work with, and then head out the door.
As you all leave the tavern, the captain remains behind for a bit. Like, you have enough time to walk maybe a block or two. And then the two guards will subtly try to, like, remove themselves from the scene.
That's not suspicious. Can I make sure that I see that?
Oh yeah, they don't make it... Like, they make it obvious-ish. So, like, they make it obvious so that you know you are not being followed anymore. But also, they make it seem like they suddenly got... Like, to an outsider's perspective, like, they suddenly got interested into something else. And just went to investigate. Like, not that they're just abandoning their charge.
That seems contrary to what she told them to do, doesn't it, Etten? You weren't listening, were you?
I had fish in my beard.
Right. Ragnar? She did tell them to take us back to the inn, and now they have mysteriously disappeared.
And?
You don't find that suspicious?
You find everything suspicious.
That's... Okay, I'll give you that one. That's true. Sarkia looks very uncomfortable with the situation since the guards pointedly ignored their boss.
After maybe another, block, the next street, Captain Arlagath basically crosses your path. Judging by the pace at which she caught up with you, she must have been jogging. She's not out of breath, but isn't as, cold towards you. As she was inside the wet trout. And
Change your mind about that dinner? I would just casually sort of let out.
She looks to you, Itten, and says, "Birds aren't my thing." And looking at Etten,
Hello.
she says, "So you are a bearer of the light of Lathander,
I am.
and you are sworn to expose lies and figure the truth."
Yes. No lie can withstand the light of Lathander.
I'm gonna cough very loudly.
Even Ragnar has gotten a little better just by being around me. We are good friends now.
Mm-hmm. Then I might have need of you.
Ooh. Well, we do have this mission where we're trying to save the world. So, that is pretty important. But we would like to offer our skills to help the villages around here and make the 10 towns a better place for when the light is returned. So, as long as you have fish for us.
This is about the caves to the east. I don't know what you expect this lot to do.
I do not know if the caves to the east are an actual thing. If they are, you are welcome to whatever it is that you want to do with them. I imagine they were nothing but the con of a very evil person. No, actually, I need your help to save East Haven.
Oh, well, I think that
From
falls
itself.
under the category of saving the world.
I promise it's not going to distract you from whatever it is that you were doing, but it might be Providence itself that brought you to East Haven.
No, I wouldn't say Providence. No.
You look like you can handle yourselves.
Yes.
And she looks to Sarkia and says, "This is about Lady Calistria."
Okay.
She came here from Caer Dineval years ago.
Sarkia mutters something that might be, no, she did not, if you're listening very closely.
She says, "I wasn't here at the time." And by the way, you would know, Sarkia yourself. Like, you never moved from Caer Dineval to here. But the captain keeps going with her story, saying, and I'll paraphrase it, basically, Calistria came from Caer Dineval to here. She lived for a while here. Then she left. In fact, mysteriously disappeared for about 3 weeks. When she came back, she said that she had to have gone back to Caer Dineval for family business. One of her relatives died and left her stuff, a fortune, really, and apparently titles to like a small parcel of land south of Neverwinter. Hence her title, Lady Calistria. She didn't want to make the trip to Neverwinter right away. And she kept pushing it back, which at some point became somewhat suspicious. Mind you, she never used her influence or anything to do much. I mean, you're in Easthaven. Like, what are you gonna do? Except that recently, and we're talking, like, when the cold started, she's been spending a lot of time with the speaker. One Mr. Daneth Whalen. And Daneth has always been a very forthright and humble person. But
has he perhaps undergone a personality change recently?
Yes. They have spent so much time together, in fact, that Lady Calistria moved into the speaker's house. And she now spends most of her time there, only coming out of the house when she needs to run errands or when there is a sacrifice.
Let me ask you, Captain. Does she and the speaker ever go places together?
Rarely, but yes.
I'm just ruling out. I'm making sure there's two of them and not
Yeah,
one.
like, oh no,
Yeah.
mysteriously they've never been seen in the same room. No, she says...
They're Batman.
She says rarely, but they were seen together.
Okay.
Though the speaker himself, ever since the cold, the ice started, he hasn't really gone out of his house much. Like, even less than her. So they're like, when they're seen together, it's mostly like, for instance, through the window of his home, or like when someone goes to see the speaker is there, and like she's also in the house. But they rarely walk outside, both of them. She herself, personally, has never seen them walk about town together. But, you know, other people talk, and they were apparently seen together. But that's the thing. Every person that has been chosen for the sacrifice, she says, up to this Red Wizard. The Red Wizard was my idea. And like I said, I did it to save the life of someone in town. Because everyone that's been chosen as a sacrifice, even though this is supposed to be random, has always been someone who was vocal or suspicious of Lady Calistria. Or of, notes, my bad, Lady Calistria or Miss Nemetra Miskin.
Who's that?
Nemetra, the Dragonborn.
The Dragonborn, okay. Well.
And so she says, clearly there is something afoot. However, I cannot prove anything, and I don't even know who among my men, save from those I was with tonight, I can trust.
You have to be careful even if you know the face of the person you're talking to. Let's start there.
Your story was wild and unbelievable. But I didn't see an ounce of lies coming from. And she just glances quickly at Ragnar, coming from most of you.
To be clear, I also didn't give you any outright lies.
No, you didn't. And I understand the reason why you omitted some of the most far-fetched explanations.
Well, Helafine and Etten don't lie. They
Good.
just don't.
No
I'll
one
say this.
passed
It
out.
depends on the day.
She turns to Etten and says, no one who's guilty of anything would readily admit wanting to enter a circle of truth. Now, that doesn't mean that I fully trust you as far as what happened the other night. But right now, you are the only people I can turn to. You are outsiders. You have already meddled in business that is not yours to
We're very good at that.
You had no stake in what happened. And you actually, well, I assume if the Dwargars had been left to their own devices, Mr. Bardabin would have died.
Most likely.
So as opposed to Zahn, who actively murdered some of our own, you are outsiders who were bent on protecting Easthaven. And so I ask of you, this is a rather difficult task. Could you enter the house of the speaker and find anything to either put my mind at ease, one way or another, to either prove he is innocent and I am just being paranoid, or that Lady Calistria and the speaker are doing something?
Do I get the sense that she is very trustworthy?
You can make an insight check.
It was almost a freaking 19.
With a 10, you have the feeling that yes, she is trustworthy.
I'll look at Helafine, because Helafine was the one that said, you know, suddenly in the bar, let's go. You know. You're muted.
I would have kept walking. I 100% would have kept going with Alize. I wouldn't stop to have a conversation with my friend, like, pass out fucking drunk.
Oh, I thought you were still here.
No, I would have kept going.
Oh no. I was going to need your help.
Well, is what's her face walking and talking with us, or did she stop immediately?
The way I had it in mind is that like she cut your path,
Headed us off,
and cut you off, and then started talking. But I mean, sure, if the group was all walking together, she would have walked with you. She really is not there to be an antagonist. Mm-hmm. That's not
as long as she walked with us. That's fine. But Helafine wouldn't have stopped.
No, she's not going to leave
for anyone with her friends in a state.
Okay, so then if we're still walking, I can just say Helafine.
Yes.
You obviously saw something back in the bar that led you to think we could trust her to leave. Should we trust her now?
You know, I I think you and Ragnar and probably Alize need to. Not everyone's out to get you.
I will
this
cough
town-
again very loudly.
In this town, I think you can figure out why I might just be cautious.
You should give people a chance. There's nothing malicious in what she's saying.
All I'll tell you, Captain, is that the person who is in the speaker's house is not who she says she is.
Well, let's go and find out for sure.
No, I mean, I absolutely know that she's not who she says she is.
Oh, Callista. Yeah, she's a face stealer.
And Sarkia was like, well, she just gets the look of, I wasn't exactly going to, right out say it, but sure, yeah, the captain can know that. That's fine.
A face stealer?
Yeah,
What is
it's
that?
kind of weird. It's exactly what it sounds like. There's a ghost at the end that could tell you about it, I think.
There's-
But
we
yeah,
went over
yeah,
that.
well,
There's no go. Me, I'm the. Never mind.
let's just go meet the speaker. It can't take more than what, like an hour or two tomorrow. We'll just do it before we leave town.
Yes, I would like to have a nap.
Oh, don't worry, Atin, we're all going to go to sleep.
Alize is gonna take a minute to recover tomorrow. I have a feeling.
Maybe
she,
a later,
she smells
a later
terrible.
Start. Are we thinking subversive into the speaker's home, Captain, or would you like us to just walk right in?
I would advise not confronting the speaker or Lady Calistria.
It's a bit late to warn us about Lady Calistria and confrontation, but
What I mean is, if you enter... I cannot... Yes, I'm actually asking you to enter surreptitiously into his
You want us to break in?
She doesn't like the words, but she just nods and says, yes, but...
But we're being told to by the police, so it's all on the up and up.
The thing is, if you are found, I will have to come and arrest you.
Okay, and then you let us go.
If you leave no trace and you are not seen, then we can gather evidence, and then I can bring the full might of the guard against the speaker and the lady.
Can I ask you one question?
Hmm?
Why haven't you just done this yourself?
By full might of the guard, I mean those three that I can trust. And you, of course. The reason I didn't do it myself is, well, like I said, everyone who Calistria is suspicious of are mysteriously chosen to burn at the stake.
You don't want to be chosen.
I don't want to be... If I am chosen, then no one will be able to stop them.
Okay.
I've been looking for things, but I have to be extremely careful.
Okay. And do you think Lathander would be okay with us breaking into a house if it were, like, to do a good thing?
Yes, I think that's okay. Have we seen the speaker? Did we see them at the bonfire?
They were busy.
But we didn't, visually see them at all, even across the...
No, they were... I think Captain Arlagath even told Ragnar that he was in his house.
Okay. I would like to cast disguise self at the first level to make myself look like Lady whatever Calastria.
Lady colonoscopy.
Colostrum?
Yep.
What?
You want to use what exactly?
Disguise self, and I'm just going to
Furbolg things.
yeah, I'm gonna look like Kelly's doppelganger.
Yeah, so Sarkia is gonna like give you just like a very strange look and then not look at you anymore.
Yeah.
Because that was a bit sudden.
Yeah, using your magic, the tall, broad-shouldered, bearded Etin turns into Sarkia.
Well, old Sarkia.
Well, yeah, to Lady Calistria, so to a very effeminate elf with long, pointy ears, almost like blonde white hair.
And then I'll say, "Do worry, don't worry, we won't be caught at all."
At which point, I want to take the captive just gently by her arm, just sort of like slightly off to the side, like not quite a sidebar, and just with my voice lowered slightly. And so, in the case of dead bodies, should we just assume that you would not appreciate that, and we should probably just leave town, or what is the policy that you're going to have in that regard? And I'm going to be smiling very broadly while I ask her.
She says, I would rather they be brought to justice. I don't know who is in this house aside from those two.
I believe we said the same thing, yes. So.
It's in my best interest, Captain, that the Lady Calistria is at least taken alive. I have things to talk to her about.
And we'll end on this sentence from, this question from the good captain. She turns to Etten and says, are you also the type of priest that can speak to the dead?
Oh boy.
Maybe give it enough time.
Ghost lawyer.
No ghost law, no!
So she turns back to Ragnar and says, if worst comes to worst, and Etten can speak to the dead, I can have my answers after her death.
You've just made him a very, very happy bird.
And we're gonna end on that tonight.
Wait, which bird? Which bird is
There's so many.
Because he can kill. Yeah, there's a lot of birds in this party.
Mm-hmm.
I hope everyone had fun tonight.
You guys make me more and more confused with the bird bits. He's so confused.
confused.
He's like, where is this bird coming from?
You'll
Do
never
I eat like a
convince us
bird?
that you don't have wings.
No, he's just more confused by the bird thing. Like, do I eat like a bird? Is that where they're getting this from? I don't understand.
Ragnar, I can understand your confusion. You see, birds have wings. You have wings. Therefore,
So many different
facto.
things have wings. That's just such a strange connection.
Maybe
I
he's
mean,
a bat.
not up here they don't.
Maybe he's a bat.
No,
No?
he doesn't live in a cave.
I mean,
What
we are
about
in a lot of darkness.
Some
But-
heretofore unknown species of moth.
Listen, I think I would know the wildlife of my own region of birth. Folks.
So that's
He's the Mothman of New Jersey. Sorry.
Okay, Alize, I do have a question before we go, though. So you
Yes.
play drunk really well. Can you play hungover really well?
We're gonna find out.
She's gonna prep up next Monday.
I know. I need to like drink from the day before. The
Yeah, you
Drink-
can day
drink
drink.
on
It's
Sunday.
the perfect excuse.
Yeah!
Well then,
But
folks.
I took lesser restoration just for that.
Just for hangovers.
After the last one, yeah.
My
No,
druid
that-
did the same
that
thing in our
works.
home game, Justice.
I love how the party is utilizing their spells just to clean up my mess with drinking.
Well, yeah, no, those prestidigitation's a cantrip, so it doesn't bother me none.
Okay,
I'll do that all day long.
You wouldn't have cleaned her if you
If I had to spend a spell slot,
if I had
no.
to spend it. Oh, okay.
It would have stuck.
What if you had a caster whose only spells were to do with intoxication? So, like, you take Mage Hand so you can hold back their hair. You take Prestidigitation so you can clean them up. You take Sleep so that you can, like, get them to go to bed. Because, you know, sometimes when you have that 4 loco in your system, it's really hard to settle a person down. And then you take Lesser Restoration for the hangovers.
That'll be my BFF mage.
The best kind of cleric.
The drunken cleric.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm going to make this character. I'm going to do it. Everyone will hate it.
It's a duo. It's a monk that is
a drunken monk.
Drunk. What's the way of the?
I think
the way of the
bottle.
drunken fist, drunken master.
I need to pick
Drunken
that
master.
one,
It's drunken master, yeah.
Sorry.
And then the cleric.
Tangent. Okay. My bad.
Good tangent.
That's all right. But that said, yes, thanks everyone for coming tonight. Thank you, players, for being here on a Monday evening. Let's go around the table. If you have anything that you want to shout out for this week, go ahead. We'll do the same order as we did our intro. So we'll start with Kelly, and then we'll go around clockwise on the overlay. So Kelly, where can we find you actually, and what you have going on this week?
Okie dokie. Well, tomorrow on my channel, twitch.tv/theoperageek, you can find myself with tenor Joshua Blue, just shooting the breeze with Tales by the Ghostlight, which is a chat show talking about the arts and mental health and all sorts of fun things about how the things we love can also be really problematic. I will probably then also stream a game later, TBD. Thursday is the finale of our Cyberpunk Red campaign over on twitch.tv/Sirenscape. Simon's the producer on that, and I only hate him a little bit for doing sad trombone every time I fail a roll, because he does. Friday is episode 3 of the amazing Ashen Ruin Vampire the Masquerade game, run by the lovely Diana D'Amico, and featuring the Beard of Justice. And he just got a new outfit. He got a new outfit because Cynthia purposefully took the outfit off of her dinner date and gave it to
ate a guy just to steal his clothes.
Yeah, I mean, he stank though. Sorry, Justice, but you stank. It was bad. It's terrible. And then Saturday at 4:30 Eastern, you can catch episode 2 of our Critical Role World campaign, Let's Get Wild Mount. And the premiere episode is actually on YouTube now, and you can go watch that if you want to get caught up. Other than that, just look at my Twitters, and I say when I'm going to randomly show up in places. That's it. Oh, by the way, no, I forgot something. The spell books on Bard and Barbarian. I think we're still sold out of the blue and silver.
We still are. They're on
Everybody
order,
loves them. But I think we have a few of the red and gold dice spell books left with the College of the Opera logo on it, and they're gorgeous and wonderful.
And they support Kelly, so...
Well, they also support Bard and Barbarian.
That's
Bard
true,
and Barbarian
but we don't matter,
awesome.
So...
How about you not say that in front of me? Bard and Barbarian's amazing, so go support them. See, Scotty even woke up and sneezed when I said that. That's his sneeze of approval.
He's allergic to bullshit.
No, I'm done. Maybe.
Justin, where can we find you?
Stink.
You can find me here and on the general Twitters. I am Pirate Jesus _ for rather obvious reasons. And I am mostly caught up here, bothering the wife and online and various games and other fun things.
I'm the wife, in case that wasn't clear.
Unfortunately.
I know.
And next we have Tumai. Tumai, where can we find you?
Hi You cannot find me anywhere because Twitter suspended my account along with the hundreds. What the heck, Twitter? Don't suspend me. I'm a real person. Yeah. Yeah, there's that. I don't know. I guess you'll see me again next Monday here, unless
So you're a
Twitter-
ghost. Could I interest you in some ghost lawyering to get you back on Twitter? Oh God.
Oh boy. Let's hope Twitch doesn't ban me next.
And then we have Justice. Hi, where can we find you?
Hello. You can find me on all the socials as Stashmandu. This week, Tuesday, Thursday, we've got our morning show where we talk about some tabletop news, some Kickstarters, fun stuff, and then round it out with like zombie survival or something like that. That's at 8 a.m. Mountain, so 10 a.m. Eastern. And Thursday, we have our Iron, Dust, and Blood Call of Cthulhu coming back, where our players are trapped in a valley with dinosaurs and cavemen. Yeah. And then Friday, like Kelly said, Ash and Ruin. And this Saturday, actually, since I talked about all these things, I'll leave the one for Diana to do because we're on all the things together.
That.
So that's where you can find me.
Yeah, you can find me all the places that he just said. And also on Saturday, we'll be doing a one shot. Is it Justice? Is it on Q Times? Do you know? I think it's on Q Times.
I don't.
We're doing a one shot. We're bringing back our changeling characters. So I will be Bunny again. On Saturday afternoon, 1:30 Pacific, I believe. 1 o'clock, 1:30, something like that. It'll be on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, and I'll post about it there. Be excited. Changeling was a hoot. We had a lot of fun with it. It is the bright spot in the dark sadness that is World of Darkness. And that is it.
Yeah, come see Dugan. That's it.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. And I am Simon at Wandering DM. You can find me on Wednesday for the finale of Cyberpunk Phoenix over on Unmade Gaming at 8 p.m. Then Thursday for the finale of Cyberpunk Out on a Limb. You won't see me, but you're going to hear the stuff that I do behind the scenes. But please come and check the wonderful performance of our cast and our wonderful GM for this finale. And also
The man has every accent on the face of the planet, I swear.
Indeed. And come see the inevitable shotgun wedding between Kelly and Gabe's characters. And then and then on Friday you can find us here for Cyberpunk Red at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And on Saturday at 1 p.m. for Scion. Oh shit, that's true. I'm also at GaryCon this weekend. So if you're at GaryCon, I am in a panel on how to GM Cyberpunk games. How to basically, use safety tools in Cyberpunk, what kind of themes you can aboard, and all that sort of good stuff. I'll be with John the Wise, David from High Shelf Gaming, and other wonderful guests. I believe that it is at 4 p.m. Eastern. The tweets are out. They're on my timeline. I'm going to retweet it over the course of the week anyway, but I do not recall the time exactly right now. So thank you so much for coming, everyone, and we will see you next week for more Icewind Dale and probably the team's first heist.
Breaking and entering!
Elaborate heist, elaborate heist, elaborate heist, elaborate heist.
I will be.
Ciao, everyone.
Goodbye.